since the last time you saw this bike, a lot has changed in my life. So my wife gave birth to our first child, which was super exciting, but I've been in full daddy mode and have only been able to put like 450 miles on the bike. In that 450 miles, the one thing that I'd noticed on the highway in particular is that the windscreen was really too low. The wind noise was louder on this bike than it was on my MT-09. But it was just blisteringly loud because the air was coming right off the top of the shorter windscreen and basically just blasting me right in the face. Take that statement how you will. Okay, moving on. So the only thing that's changed on this bike are that I've removed the stickers and that I've just put on the Puig Touring windscreen. So this windscreen should reduce wind noise and at least air pressure significantly. And here you'll see that I got the light smoke tint. There is a reason for that I'll talk about in a little bit. I don't know if I would make the same choice again if I were to buy another one, because now I feel like I have to change these little side fairings, and then I'm not really sure, but I might have to do something with the front lens. Hopefully it functions the way that it's supposed to. Let's find out. So around town, one of the first things that I noticed about this windscreen that I really didn't expect is how the field of view is distorted through the windscreen. Now, some of that may be kind of compounded by not just the shape, but also the color, which might be taking my eyes and my brain an additional minute to get accustomed to. But what I'm noticing is that when I look through it, I'm getting some additional reflection off of the dashboard up top and kind of in the middle, which skews what I'm seeing just a little bit, which might be compounded again by the darker tint and the overcast lighting. So there could be a number of factors that are affecting the visual distortions. And what it does around town is that it's actually making it a little bit difficult to judge the height of oncoming road variations, right? So as there are bumps or things like this, I can't really tell if I should be standing up or if I need to brace for impact or what. So I've hit a few potholes, or not really potholes, but a few big bumps that I just didn't expect to be big bumps, which is a little strange. Not a game changer, but just something to note. As far as the wind noise, with the stock windscreen, the wind noise around town wasn't bad, but it's noticeably less even around town at 30-40 miles an hour with this windscreen. And here we are getting on the highway. At higher speeds, I am really noticing how much improved the air protection is around my head. We're going 50 miles an hour. In the brochure that came with the windscreen, they showed some airflow results, and the stock windscreen provides 34% air pressure and airflow protection over your helmet. 34%, which really isn't high, and really you'll see in the diagram that it's basically projecting the wind right into your face. With this Puig windscreen, they're estimating that it increases wind protection up to 98 or 99% around the helmet, which is obviously a huge improvement. And sitting here now, the wind noise is so much less. It's so much more comfortable to ride with this windscreen on, I have to be honest. Now, I don't really like the way the windscreen looks. It's kind of tall, it looks a little bit goofy, and I thought that I would get the light smoke tint to help to make it look a little bit more integrated with the bike and not quite as goofy as if you just had this big clear piece over top. That was one reason that I got the light smoke tint. But the other reason that I got the light smoke tint is because this option and the dark smoke tint offer an additional accessory, which is a riser that you can put on top in case you needed even more wind protection. So if you're a little bit taller or something like this, you can get this additional piece that kind of plugs onto the top, and that additional visor doesn't come in clear. So I was thinking, okay, well, if I get the light smoke tint and find out that I need even more wind protection, I could still add this additional piece and it would look holistic. So at speed, something that I'm also noticing is that the distortion is less annoying because I'm looking farther up and over the visor, so I'm not really noticing the distortion at speed. I am curious to find out how it affects my sensation of riding and seeing while I'm in the mountains. So let's get up to the mountains and check that out now. So up in the mountains, I think that my brain has begun to adjust to this distortion from the windscreen. And I'm also noticing here that now that we've kind of gotten above the marine layer, that the light smoke tint isn't as dark as it seemed when the light was less intense. So that the actual color of the windscreen is not as distracting with higher light than it was in lower light. That's just an observation. So overall, I think that this Puig windscreen functions really well. And for $100+ is it a great value? Probably not a great value, but the function is right. So if you want the right function, I think it's worth the money. If you're a little bit taller, you'll want that additional riser to get some more wind protection, which is nice if you're, again, taller than 5'9". For me, this is perfect. I will be posting more content on this bike as soon as I'm able to get out more often. Obviously, like I said in the beginning, I'm a new father, so that's my priority. But I'd like to get some crash bars for this so I can really get off-road. And I need some storage so that I can put things like cameras and whatever else in a top case or side bags rather than always having to wear them on my back, which can become kind of a backache, especially for longer rides. But I need to get more miles on this thing, first things first. If you found any value, leave a like, subscribe. Guys, I appreciate you being here. I'll talk to you later.